Hello and welcome back to the adventures of Abreel Lien. Alright, we're here in the Mournhold, and we've just received information from Tinius de Llethen, Helseth's captain of the guard, who wants us to know the source of rumors about King Llethen's death. He wants me to speak to the people and earn their trust, and find out what we can about it. That is what we will set out to do. A quick check of our supplies reveals that we have a decent amount of healing mana and restore fatigue potions, and so Abreel doesn't think it's necessary as of yet to begin resupplying himself. So, alright, this will lead out to the temple courtyard. Don't think that's quite where he wishes to go. Okay.
Good for the Empire, good for all, citizen?
Let's see if this fool knows anything about King Llethen's death. He was an old man. Old men die. And now Helseth is king. Long live the king. Asking about it. Son of Baronzaya, former queen of Morrowind. Alright. He doesn't have any information I would find particularly interesting. Plaza Brindisi Duran? I believe that is where we saw the large statues. Or is this someplace we haven't been? Yes, it is. As I thought. Well, we need to ask the citizens, not the guards. From what I've seen, there aren't any actual citizens in this courtyard. Seems rather strange, but what can you do? I think the Great Bazaar that we've been to before should be able to reveal to us what we're looking for and what the next step should be. Perhaps I should begin by asking some of the local merchants.
I'll thank you to be brief, Sarah.
Long live the king, what more do you want me to say? Perhaps a little bit of gold would loosen your tongue. Come on, be reasonable. Is he completely uninterested in bribes? Really, think about this. Why is he so hostile? Come on. We could work this out. Apparently the merchant here is not wanting to be cooperative. I remember this little scene. What an incredible performance. Oh, yes indeed, wasn't it? That was an incredible performance. Oh.
Wasn't it?
It was, yes. Thank you. Abreel walking away.
Justice never sleeps.
As happily as can be. Perhaps even the ordinators will have something to say about it. No. I don't want to really lose the good faith of another merchant. Perhaps... What more do you want me to say? That's how irritating. Perhaps a good solid bribe. Is that all people really have to say? Palace says he died of old age. I'm not sure that's what they say over at Llethen Manor. That's interesting. Thank you. Llethen Manor. If only I knew where that was. I suppose I'll just have to explore the rest of the city until I find out. I could peruse the shops here, but I don't think that's particularly necessary. So, Llethen Manor is most likely not to be somewhere within the Great Bazaar. So, let's perhaps head this way, which I don't believe we actually have done yet, and see what we can find out. And while we're traveling, I will practice my stamina spell. Not only practice it, but it should keep me on my feet and moving, considering the length of the day. It takes me back to the temple courtyard of all places. That's a rather curious structure. Let's see what we can find here. Very pleasant. Give to the temple and receive the blessings of Almalexia. Interesting, you know spells, huh? Fortify. Resist blight. Fortify Magicka and health. And burden on enemies. Not particularly interested in any of this. And you have various reagents. Perhaps some other time.
It's another perfect day in Morrowind.
And before I go, may his spirit rest among the ancestors, but he was king in name only. The Dunmer do not and never have submitted to kings like the Westerners, regardless of what the Empire says. That we did know. What else can we find out? Should we go into the Temple of Almalexia? No, I would rather set out and find the Llethen Manor. Wherever that may be. We certainly have plenty of greenery in this city. Excuse me there.
Morrowind, city of light, city of magic.
Dunmer live a long time, but they also know how to keep their mouths shut. Interesting response. Come on, be reasonable. It's a fairly decent deal I offer. I just want to know a little bit of information, and I'm sure that we can facilitate that quite nicely. Perhaps a little bit more. You're a waste of time. And where does this lead? God's reach. God rest his soul, but he won't be missed. The Dunmer don't have kings. That's just imperial foolishness, she says. Interesting. Baron Zaya are all very excited. Brought her son. Wonderful to have a woman with such charm and grace in the palace again. Never mind. He seemed a little dense. Thank you. Not something that I'd want to receive directions from. Museum of Artifacts. The Craftsman Hall. The Winged Gwar, the inn we can stay at. What is this? The Velos Manor. Not the manor we are looking for. Thendos Manor. King Helseth's house. Rather convenient. They label it as such, but whatever. A vacant manor. The for sale sign up front, apparently. And Llethen Manor, just what we were looking for. We'll go inside and see what we can find out from the people here. I might have to try to be a bit charming, given the circumstances. If you're here to offer your respects, speak to Ravani Llethen, the king's widow. He was an old man. Old man die. She eyes us suspiciously. It's a fairly good bribe. Alright, I'll tell you what I think. He was old, but not that old. Maybe he just died, like they said. But maybe someone helped him along. There's a broadside sheet called the Common Tongue. And there it says Helseth poisoned hundreds of people when he was in the West. So why not here? Interesting.
How nice. I like good company. What can I do for you?
We'll talk at another time, my dear. All kinds of valuable books here. How impressive. Interesting. Oh, we definitely have read a game at dinner. And the 5th book of that 5th volume. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Progress of Truth. Well, by the Dissident Priests. Something that might be worth a read sometime. Harem's Heart of Iniquia. I suppose we can give it a quick read while we're about. Interviews with Tapistrius, Volume 18, Harem's Heart of Iniquia, by Livius Paris, professor at the Imperial University. Contemporary with Magamat Lucene, interviewed in Volume 17 of this series, is the Khajiiti Harem, whose tapestries have been hailed as masterpieces all over the Empire for nigh on 30 years now. His 4 factories located throughout Elsewhere make reproductions of his work. His original tapestries command stellar prices. The Emperor himself owns 10 harem tapestries, and his representatives are currently negotiating the sale of 5 more. The muted use of color, contrasted with the luminous skin tones of harem subjects, is a marked contrast with the old style of tapestry. The subjects of his work in recent years have been fabulous tales of the ancient past, the gods meeting to discuss the formation of the world, the Chimer following the prophet Veloth into Morrowind, the wild elves battling Morahouse and his legions at the White Gold Tower. His earliest designs dealt with more contemporary subjects. I had the opportunity to discuss with him one of his first masterpieces, The Heart of Iniquia, at his villa in Orkrest. The Heart of Iniquia represents a historic battle of the 5-year war between Elsewhere and Valenwood, which raged from 3rd Era 394, or 395, depending on what one considers to be the beginning of the war, until 3rd Era 399. In most fair accounts, the war lasted 4 years and 9 months, but artistic license from the great epic poets added an additional 3 months to the ordeal. The actual details of the battle itself, as interpreted by Harem, are explicit. The faces of 120 Wood Elf archers can be differentiated one from the other, each registering fear at the approach of the Khajiiti army. Their hauberks catch the dim light of the sun. The menacing shadows of the Elsewhere battle-cats loom on the hills, every muscle strained, ready to pounce and command. It's not surprising that he got all the details right, because Harem was in the midst of it, as a Khajiiti foot soldier. Every minute part of the Khajiiti medium-weight armor can be seen in the soldiers in the foreground. The embroidered edging and strip patterns on the tunics, each lacquered plate on loose-fitting leather in the Elsewhere style, the helmets of cloth and fluted silver. Harem does not understand the point of plate mail, says Harem. It is hot, for one, like being both burned and buried alive. Harem wore it at the insistence of our Nord advisors during the Battle of Zelinin, and Harem couldn't